friends, my name is Alex and welcome to my booktube channel. Today I am going to be starting a new reading vlog for you guys. My husband is out of town for the weekend on a business trip and I needed somebody to talk to, so why not my wonderful friends on YouTube. So let's talk reading plans first. I am currently about 100 pages away from finishing A Ruinous Fate by Kaylie Smith. This one is a young adult fantasy debut novel, which I'm really enjoying. I was reading it and then I took a pause from it to do my Crescent City reading vlog, and now I have the time to get back into this one and finish it. It is kind of a witchy YA fantasy with a magic system based around dice and fate, and it's very, very interesting so far. It's definitely got those like debut feels where like I can tell that the author is going to grow, and like the second and third books in the series will probably be improved and better. So I'm excited, but it's not that this one's bad. It's just that, you know, you feel that with the debut. I'm getting that vibe from this one. I will be finishing that up hopefully today. I was planning to do it this morning, but we're running late. So yeah, I'll just include my wrap-up thoughts on that. I was trying to finish it last night so it wouldn't even be in this vlog, but here we are. I am also about 4 chapters in, ooh, shiny, to The Ballad of Never After by Stephanie Garber. This is the sequel to Once Upon a Broken Heart, which I read in December, and I was so excited to find this copy of The Ballad of Never After, the Barnes & Noble edition, and it's signed. I was able to get this for $10. I'm so excited about it. I'm listening to this on audio and I'll pick it up and read it after I finish A Ruinous Fate, but this one is my audio for like the car as I go do my errands today as well, and I'm hoping that maybe I could read this one today too. We'll see. It is like pretty quick. I did read Once Upon a Broken Heart in a day. That was also like when I was pushing myself to reach my reading goal though. So we'll see, but I'm really excited to pick back up with Evangeline and Jax and figure out what the heck is going to happen in this second book. The last book that I'm hoping to get to in this vlog, maybe start it up this weekend, and I'll probably just keep the vlog going until I finish it, Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare. If you watched my last vlog, then you know that I have recently rediscovered my obsession with shadowhunters that I had 10 years ago when I was in high school, and oh my gosh, I'm addicted. So I just sped through a reread of The Infernal Devices, and I am starting the last hours for the very first time. As it sits today, it is Saturday, and the third and final book in this trilogy comes out this coming Tuesday. So only in 3 days, so it's finally time. I can pick up this one. I have Chain of Iron on my shelf, and then Chain of Thorns is pre-ordered and on its way to me, so I can binge through all 3 of them. My friend Nicole has decided to buddy read them with me, so I'm really excited to be doing that, and I will hopefully be chatting with you about this in this reading vlog. I will keep everything completely spoiler-free in this vlog, so if you've not read any of these books I just talked to you about on my TBR, do not fear. I will not be spoiling these beauties for you. I will just be giving kind of vague general thoughts as I read through them. But I'm really excited to be doing this reading vlog and just hanging out with you guys this weekend. It is Saturday morning. You already saw that I made my oat nog latte and just kind of had a chill, relaxing morning here at home. And I am about to take off and go check out a used bookstore, just browse around for a little bit because it is near where I am going to meet a friend today at a brand new boba shop that's opening up near us. We're gonna go get some boba and hang out, so I will probably include some clips of the used bookstore and the boba and whatever other errands I end up running today before I come back and dive into the stack. And while I am out, I will be listening to The Ballad of Never After in the car. So that's the plans. Enough rambling. Let's get into this reading vlog. It is now 6:30 p.m. on Saturday. I got home, from running all my errands, hanging out with my friend, doing all the things. It took quite a bit longer than I thought it was going to. Got home, ate dinner because I was starving, did some dishes, and now I can sit down to chat with you and try to get some reading done. But this weekend is turning out to be a lot fuller than I kind of anticipated, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be getting as much reading done as I had initially anticipated. But as you saw while I was out, I did stop at the used bookstore and I picked up Shadow of Night by Deborah Harkness while I was there. This is the second book in the All Souls trilogy, and I have book 1 and book 3. So to be able to find book 2, the one I was missing, for only $4, I, of course, needed to pick it up. Have I read any of the books in this series? No, I have not. Do I plan to anytime super soon? Honestly, probably not. This is at best a fall read, if I get to it even this year. But hey, now I have the whole series. I think I bought them all at used bookstores. So, you know, score. We picked up the last one that I needed, and this will get added to the shelf with the rest of that series. If you don't know what that series is, it is an adult fantasy, I believe, with vampires, historical fiction a little bit, some time travel. Honestly, I really don't have much for you. I believe there's some romance going on, and I've heard it's very good. So I have all 3 books. I also picked up Sally Thorne's Angelica Frankenstein Makes Her Match at Target, which I was not planning to get anything, but I always browse through the book section while I'm there, and I've never seen books with clearance stickers on them, but this book was only $4.31. So I'm planning to read it in the fall as like a fall cute fun romance, but I wasn't gonna buy it. I was just gonna rent it from the library. But $4? Yes, this came home with me. This is a Frankenstein retelling, but with some romance about a woman who can't get a proper match out in society and makes a man to be her husband, and how that goes for her. So this sounds really fun. I'm excited to read it. I have read one other Sally Thorne, and I didn't love it. It was The Hating Game. It was not for me, but this is very different sounding than that. So hopefully this will be more up my alley with a little bit more of that fantasy sci-fi twist to the romance story. While I was out, I did make some progress on the Ballad of Never After on audiobook. I actually got almost halfway through this book. I made it to part 2, which is An Unkindness of Stories, and I'm really enjoying it so far. There are some new curses. We've got a lot of curses going on. It's a little difficult to keep track of what curses are still in play or at play in this story, which is kind of interesting. And I really love about this world, this is not a spoiler, but something you learn about the world pretty much right away in Once Upon a Broken Heart is that in the Magnificent North, there is a story curse where when people tell stories, they can never get the ending right or remember what the ending is. And that has been really interesting and really at play in this book, which I've really enjoyed. I think it's a fun twist and aspect on the story. I'm really liking it. There was a scene of Evangeline, a flashback to her mom reading books to her when she was little, which I really loved and thought was very endearing because my mom and I read a lot together when I was young. And those are some really fond memories that I have. So that did endear Evangeline to me a little bit more, as she's, you know, a little bit of a silly main character sometimes, but that was very sweet and endearing. There was a surprise return of a character from book 1 that I was really not expecting, just in a way that I was not expecting it to happen. So that got me. That was really interesting. And I have a lot of questions. I have some theories right now, and I'm excited to continue with this one. However, before I do that, I do still need to finish A Ruinous Fate because I still have those 100 pages that I have not gotten to. So that is what I'm going to do. I am probably going to go take a shower, get cozy, snuggle up with my dog, and finish this book, and then read however much more of the Ballad of Never After I can read before I go to bed. And while I was at Target, I did get myself some ice cream. Ben & Jerry's non-dairy peanut butter half-baked. So this will be in the evening plans. as well. Just gonna be a cozy night. I don't know that I'll check in again. I am really tired. Gonna have to get to sleep because I've got church in the morning and I do have to get up quite early for that. Then tomorrow we've got church and I have a meeting in the afternoon. So I'm not sure how much reading I'm going to get done this weekend. I also need to film a video and edit a video. Oy, wow. We will see how I do with getting all of those things done and hopefully still getting some reading time in. Hello, friends. It is now Sunday afternoon. I have gotten home from church, had some lunch. I had a wonderful morning at church. It was just super great. My afternoon plans did get canceled, which I'm not mad about because that gives me some more time to get some more reading done and just some YouTube stuff that I need to work on as well. But I wanted to check in with you guys first and let you know that I did finish A Ruinous Fate last night and I did enjoy this. I did feel like through the middle kind of dragged, and there were just some things with the writing where it was kind of obvious that it was a debut. However, the ending was awesome and I'm super excited for the next book. I'm really interested in the concept and like the world, and I think it's a super great story idea, and I think that the author will continue to grow and get stronger. So I definitely still would recommend this book. It was probably like a 3.5 star for me just because of that like middle chunk that just wasn't quite my cup of tea. I wish that the timeline was a little bit longer, drawn out. It's kind of like a found family group going on an adventure, and it felt kind of hard to track with like how many days, what was going on. The relationships and character growth could have benefited from a longer timeline because I do think that this whole book is supposed to happen over the course of like 2 or 3 days, really quick. Which is just not my favorite when there's, you know, romance involved and such. I would prefer a little bit more development there. However, I did enjoy our characters. There are some friendships that I'm really invested in as well. And yeah, the ending definitely hooked me. I'm really excited to find out some more and continue on with these characters and this world and magic system in the sequel. So A Ruinous Fate, I still would definitely recommend if you are a fan of YA fantasy, found family, there's some romance, there is a really unique magic system and a world that has fae, witches, sirens, all sorts of creatures and different, you know, magics and species, and yeah, just a lot of fun with this one, and I finished that up last night. So there is one book for the weekend, even though I didn't technically read the whole thing, we're counting it in this vlog. And I also am almost done. I haven't moved my bookmark because I've been listening on audiobook. I am almost done with The Ballad of Never After. Say hi. Anyways, I'm almost done with The Ballad of Never After, and I am super enjoying this. I have been listening to it on audiobook, which I'm honestly a little bit bummed. I wanted to spend some more time physically reading it, and I might even like go back a couple of chapters and read like towards the end more physically because I am really enjoying this story. I am really enjoying the path that this sequel is taking. I think I like it a lot more than the first one, even though I really enjoyed the first one and gave it a 4 stars. This one is just even better. I'm really excited about it and can't wait to see how it wraps up. I'm nervous, I'm scared for our characters, and I've already kind of know that it ends on like a kind of moment. So I'm like, oh great, now I have to wait till September for the sequel, but that's okay. We're gonna be okay. All right, the third one in September. I've already got it pre-ordered. I have some theories, I have some guesses of what's going on, and I was right about one thing, which I'm really excited about. And yeah, I'm just very excited to continue with this and get to the ending, and I think I will be very sad when it's over, but that is okay because once it's over, I get to pick up Chain of Gold. And I'm so excited to read this book. I'm so excited to dive into this series, and I will definitely be doing so today because I do only have like 1 or 2 chapters left of Ballad. So Chain of Gold will definitely be in the cards for today, and I'm so excited to dive into this. If you don't know, Chain of Gold is following the children of the characters that we meet in the Infernal Devices series, and in the Shadowhunter world by Cassandra Clare. I'm so excited. We're in Edwardian times, turn of the century London, and I just can't wait to read it. So that's all for this update right now. I will check back in with you probably after I finish Ballad, maybe once I get a little bit into Chain of Gold, and let you know how the reading is going. But as far as today, I am just gonna be filming a video, editing a video, and maybe taking my dog for a walk. I just got back from taking a walk with my dog, which is why I'm all bundled up. It is like in the 30s outside and like wind chill, so it's chilly for me. My face is all pink. I've got my heated blanket sitting on my lap because I'm so cold. But I did finish listening to the Ballad of Never After while I was on the walk, so I wanted to give you a quick update, like my initial immediate thoughts on finishing it, because I literally just finished it and then got back home. So I'm kind of reeling. The ending of this was definitely intense. It definitely lived up to the like shock that everyone has about it. For the most part, I really enjoyed the ending. There were some turns and things that I really liked, namely, without spoilers, I liked Jax in the ending. I feel like that's enough to not be a spoiler. I will not tell you why, but if you've read it, you'll probably know. However, the like final trope, the like very last thing that happens, is a no for me. I hate that trope. I really don't like it, so I'm pretty angry that that's how this book ended. I'm salty about it. We'll see how I feel in 8 months when the next one comes out. I'm sure I'll be super excited to read it. Like, I'm really excited to find out what happens, and I hope that this trope gets resolved quickly. I do not want to deal with it for the entire book. That's what I'm concerned about. I hate this trope, and so if we're dealing with it for the whole third book, I'm gonna be mad. But, you know, that's fine. The rest of it was great. I really loved the like main plot and the things that we were uncovering kind of about the history and the past of this world in this book. I think that's enough that if you read the book, you probably know what I'm talking about. The stories that we were uncovering about the past were really, really interesting. I still have some more theories that I'm excited to see if they come to light. Some things could be really, really interesting. I'm looking forward to it. So we shall see in the next book. This book is probably also my favorite of the 5 set in this world. I've read all 5 that are out in this world so far, and by far, this is my favorite. I think just because of that last trope, it doesn't get a like full 5 stars from me. It would have if it weren't for that darn trope at the very end. So it's probably more of like a 4.5 because my enjoyment the whole time was so much. I had a fun time reading this book. It's something that I would read again, but yeah. 4.5 just because of that darn last trope, Stephanie. Why you gotta do that to me? Why do you have to do that to us? I'm angry about it. If you are also salty about that and want to chat in the DMs on Instagram, my Instagram is linked below, and you are welcome to chat with me about it because holy bananas, I am definitely reeling from all the stuff that went down at the end of this book. If you have read it, my favorite part was the part at the inn. The part at the inn is chef's kiss, so good. I loved it. So anyways, I am going to make myself something warm for dinner and a cup of tea. I filmed a bookshelf tour today, which was a lot more work than I expected it to be, and I was so out of breath filming it. So that'll be up before this. I'll link it if you want to check it out, or link it below. If you want to watch that. It's a little awkward. I'm out of breath the whole time. Oh well, it is what it is. I'll have to edit that, and then I have another vlog that I need to edit, my Crescent City one, which will also be up before this. So those are the plans for the evening, and then after I get a little bit of that done, I will be jumping in to Chain of Gold. I can't wait! I'm so excited. So I have to message my friend Nicole and see if she's ready, but honestly, even if she's not ready, I will probably get started because she's a fast reader, she'll catch up. And I can't freaking wait to start this book. So really looking forward to that. Those are the plans. Hello friends, it is Monday and I am coming at you on my lunch break with a quick reading update and an unboxing. So I have ordered some books from PANGOBOOKS secondhand online and they have just arrived. So I'm really excited to get into them and they're pretty relevant to this reading vlog with what I am currently reading. So I thought it would be fun to pull up the camera and open them up with you guys. I have already cut the tape because I struggle with packages. So we're just gonna open it up and I will show you what books I got. Also, I am so envious of all of you who live in areas where there are half-price books because we just don't have that here in the Northwest, or at least in Oregon, in the Portland area. Like, we don't have them at all, and I'm so jealous of everyone who gets to shop there. That's not an option for me. So I have a couple of used bookstores, but they're like, it's not the same. So I end up ordering online from like Thrift Books or Pango, which is risky because you don't see it except for photos. So we'll see. Hopefully these are in decent condition. So first off, we have Clockwork Prince and Clockwork Princess. I have a copy of Clockwork Angel from when it came out, like when I was in high school. And then apparently, as the series was going on, must have been when I got my first Kindle, because I only own Kindle copies of these books and I just reread them and just really want to have them on my shelf. So I ended up finding a seller who had collector's first editions for sale of the second and third books in the series. I'm really excited to own these. I don't necessarily know what collector's first edition means, but these are in pretty good shape. The only issue is like squishing on this, which is fine. They're here for aesthetic purposes. I've read them. I mean, I might reread them again because they're so good, but anyways, like, they're in pretty good condition. So I'm happy about these. And then the same person was also selling Lady Midnight and Lord of Shadows, which, you guys, I was like not planning on reading these. Like, I'm not as into the modern Shadowhunter books as I am the like Victorian, Edwardian, London ones. However, I was chatting with my friend about how I had gone back down a Shadowhunters rabbit hole, and basically she convinced me that this series is super good, that the Dark Artifices is like one of her favorites, and was telling me some of the tropes, and I was like, okay, yeah, I like those tropes. Fine, I have to read them. Which also means I have to reread the entire Mortal Instruments series, which I have read. I discovered, I hate myself for this, I have read all but the last one of those, and there's no way I remember what happens in the first 5 enough to just read the 6th one. So we're gonna do like a quick, like probably audiobook on fast speed reread because it's so many books and I like don't even really love that series, but I need the info, especially in the last one, for background to read these, which I'm now really excited to read these. So we will do a quick audio reread of the Mortal Instruments so that we can read the Dark Artifices. I obviously still need to get Queen of Air and Darkness, but because of the like sales that this seller was having in their shop, I was able to get all 4 of these books for $25, and then I had some credit in Pango from selling books, so I ended up spending $10 on all 4 of these books, and I'm really happy about it. That is the quick little used books unboxing. Let's get into a reading update. So I did get started on Chain of Gold last night, and it ended up being like slower going than I expected because there are so many characters that are like children of characters that we already know from the Mortal Instruments, but I was having such a hard time keeping track which children belong to which set of parents. So that was a struggle. I was like going really slowly to try and like take in all of this information because this is a series that I care about a lot and I don't want to miss the details. Like, I want to fully know what's going on at all times. So slow going. I think I'm on like chapter 3 right now and I'm super hooked already, like from the prologue. I was like, this is awesome. I really, really love Lucy. She's my favorite so far. She's really adorable and sweet. I'm really interested in James's storyline. Got like the social drama of like the historical fiction aspect, which I'm really living for. We've also had some good humor that's been really funny. And of course we have characters that we love from The Mortal Instruments, which is just the absolute best. So I'm having such a fun time with this. I think I'm going to love it. However, I don't think I'm going to fly through it as quickly as I thought because I really don't want to miss anything. I really want to like understand every bit of this and just like savor it because it's so good. It's so good already. I like cannot wait to get to know these characters even more, spend more time with them, and figure out there's like some mystery. There's some stuff starting to happen. So I'm very curious. I'm gonna love it. I already know. But also, you guys, this book has this gorgeous character art in the book, and I'm obsessed with it. And I need to figure out who everyone is because I don't quite know who's who in that picture yet, but really pretty. I did not know that was there. So that's really fun. It's Monday, so Chain of Thorns comes out tomorrow. I just got my shipping notification from Barnes & Noble, so hopefully it doesn't take a million years to get here. But that's all right because I do think it's gonna take me a couple of days to read Chain of Gold, and a couple of days, probably even longer, to read Chain of Iron because that is a thick book. And then Chain of Thorns, I think, is 800 pages. So we're going to be in Shadowhunter land for a little while, and I'm really happy about it. Really excited to continue reading these. So that's the update for now. I will check in with you guys a little bit later when I have read some more of Chain of Gold to give you some more spoiler-free thoughts. All right, friends, it is Tuesday evening. It is Chain of Thorns release day, and I am coming at you with a Chain of Gold reading update. This is probably like the second to last one because I have a feeling I will hopefully be able to finish it tonight. I am on part 2. I am like 60% of the way done, I believe, and I'm loving this book so much so far. I can't actually remember how far in I was when I gave my last update. I don't think very far, but I am just so intrigued by so many things that are going on in this story. I'm really enjoying Cassandra Clare's character development. It's always so great. However, what's interesting about this one is that I actually don't feel like our two like main characters are the ones that I care about the most at this point. I don't feel like their personalities are showing as much as some of the side characters that I'm fully obsessed with. Lucy is my like absolute favorite character. She's adorable. I just really, really enjoy reading about her, and I enjoy reading about a lot of James's friends. And yeah, it's just interesting that like James and Cordelia themselves, I'm not quite as invested in their journeys at this moment. However, that could obviously change. I've still got quite a bit left of this book and 2 more books. So hopefully I will love them sometime soon and enjoy their stories a little bit more than I currently am. Not that I'm not enjoying them. I'm really enjoying this book a lot. Cassandra Clare is doing a great job of like all the angsty teenage romances going on in this story. There is just so much confusion, so many things happening, and I cannot wait to find out what is going on with the demonic activity in London. I think Cassandra Clare has done a decent job of explaining away, you know, why these children are doing these things on their own, because, you know, we already know the parents. We already know that they're, you know, super powerful and like did all of the fighting and awesome things in the last series. So obviously she has to kind of push them out of the picture a little bit to make this the children's story, and I think she's done an okay job of that so far. There's definitely some times where I've been like, really? Like, that's what Will and Tessa are gonna do right now? Or like, why are these children not talking to their parents who fought the Clockwork War? You know, things like that. But I think she's done as good of a job as she could in, you know, transferring the story to the children and you know, in order to do that, we've got to keep the parents kind of out of the loop a little bit in what's going on. So that's been all right. I've been mostly buying the reasoning behind that. I'm worried, I'm nervous for what's to come, but I'm really, really thankful that I do have the rest of the series available to me. I've already got Chain of Thorns downloaded on SCRIBD. My Barnes & Noble copy should be arriving on Friday, so hopefully I will be able to just jump into Chain of Iron and Chain of Thorns immediately after finishing this, and I will give you guys an update probably tomorrow on what I think about the end of this book, and that'll be the end of this vlog. So thank you guys for hanging out with me, and I will give you an update here pretty soon. All right, friends, it is Wednesday, and I am here to wrap up this vlog. Last night, I did finish reading Chain of Gold. It gets 5 stars. It was perfect. It was beautiful. It was heartbreaking. I loved it so much. This book crushed my soul. I definitely cried. I love these characters so much already. I'm so excited that we get to spend 2 more books with them. I've already started Chain of Iron, but I'm not even gonna go there in this vlog. This book was just everything I wanted it to be, and then more. We got such an interesting story out of this, and a lot of things that I didn't expect. I still have so many questions. I'm still so excited to get to know our characters even better in the next book, and I'm just loving this series and very glad that I waited until all 3 were out so that I can just totally binge this. I think I will finish it very soon because I just have to know. I've got to know what happens to these characters, and I hope that everything turns out okay for them because I love them. I love Matthew and Lucy are probably my favorite characters right now. They're just so great. But I love all of them, honestly. I mean, except for the ones I don't love. Anyways, I really loved this book. The other 2 books that we read in this vlog were A Ruinous Fate. I finished up this debut YA witchy novel, and I did enjoy it, and I'm excited to see, hopefully, this author's growth throughout the rest of the series. I think I gave this one like a 3.5 stars, and I do still recommend it if you are a fan of like high fantasy, young adult, magical worlds. I do recommend this one, and I think it will continue to improve as the series goes on. There's a lot of potential here, and I'm excited to see what Kaylie Smith does with this. And we also read The Ballad of Never After by Stephanie Garber. This one got a 4.5 stars because I was salty about the ending, but I really enjoyed this. So whimsical. I liked it way more than the first one, and I liked the first one. So if that tells you anything, this is definitely my favorite of the Caraval world that we have so far. Highly recommend, even if you didn't love the Caraval trilogy. The series is way better, and I cannot wait for the last one. I'm so bummed that it's still like 8 months away, and I have to wait, but I am really excited to jump back into even more of this when that one comes out. This was a great read, and I loved it. So here's the stack. Here is what we read in this vlog. Thank you so much for joining me. Comment down below if you have read any of these or if they're on your TBR. Let's chat about them. If you're not interested in any of these books, just let me know what you are reading if you're liking it. I want to hear. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you have not yet. Whatever you are feeling like doing today, I really appreciate it. I am so thankful for you to be here, and I will chat with you in the next video.